So here we go now to the top of the fourth inning. Anthony Rizquez is going to lead things off here. And I should apologize to the viewers. I think what happened was usually I just hit the go live button when we start the stream here, Corey. And today I tried something new and tried to schedule it for 2 o'clock to start right away. And it appears that it just didn't happen, and it didn't go live at 2 o'clock like I said. So I've now hit the go live button, and we should be going now. So if there's any problems going forward, please let me know. But I apologize for that. If you're just joining us now, it is a 3-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox as we start the top of the fourth inning here. The number 9 hitter, Anthony Rizquez, is up against the starting pitcher, Zach Sloan, who has had a little bit of struggles to start this game. And a couple of home runs from the Red Sox have really been the difference. Nick Burdett hit one, and then last inning, Doug Parks hit another one. They've also scored on a base hit RBI single from Rizquez, who's at bat right now. The Maple Leafs, on the other hand, have got one run. It was John Salazzo who came in to score on the base hit from Ryan Johnston. There's a ground ball right to the third baseman. It actually doesn't hit the ground at all. It's played by Salazzo in the air, and that's one out, one quick out there.
And Salazzo, we should mention, has been having an excellent game so far at the plate. 2 very long at-bats. His last one was ended in a line-out to the center fielder. But he's going to be a player to watch this game for the Maple Leafs. On the other hand, as you mentioned, Nick Burdett started this game off in the second inning. A first-pitch solo home run that got the scoring started. So he'll be a guy to watch for Brantford.
Yeah, Fishbaum here, leadoff hitter for the Brantford Red Sox. And we mentioned it earlier, Red Sox, that one's in the air. It's going to be an easy play for Zach Sloan. He makes the play himself. So there's a rare F1 on the score sheet, or a P1, depending on how you want to score it. Hop out to the pitcher. So that'll bring up Gianfranco Morello, the number 2 hitter here for the Red Sox. He is 0 for 2 on the day. As I mentioned again, we're in the top of the fourth inning. It's a 3-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox. And we mentioned it earlier, Corey, the Red Sox have a record of 1-20 coming into this game. They won the very first game of the season here at Christie Pits against the Maple Leafs. That was an 11-7 victory. And they haven't won a game since. It's been 2 months and 2 days since the Red Sox last win. And showing bunt there is Morello, but he bunts it foul along the third base line. The Maple Leafs sitting at a record of 9-13 on the season. These teams are 7th and 8th, respectively, in the IPL standings right now. Morello standing in, lefty on lefty matchup here. Swing and a miss from Morello. He's got a very odd stance in the batter's box. Mm-hmm. He squats down a ton. And you'll see here, if you get a look at it, there you see it. There's a deep drive from Morello. That is at the fence, at the wall, and that ball is out of here. So the deep squat stance works there for Gianfranco Morello as he goes yard. And the Red Sox have a 3-1 lead, have a 3-run lead, I should say. It's 4-1 in the top of the fourth, a 2-out blast from Morello.
A 2-out home run, not what Zach Sloan wants to see on the mound. That's going to bring up another hitter who's hit a solo home run this game, Doug Parks. He did it just last inning.
Yeah, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters have all hit home runs for the Red Sox, but they did that in the reverse order. It was the 4 hitter, then the 3 hitter, and then the 2 hitter now. And that one's fouled off. So it's now a 4-1 lead for Brantford here at Christie Pits, the site of their only other victory on the season. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, going to be played, thrown over to Toppoli, and it's in the dirt, and it gets past Toppoli, and now heading over to second, but good play from the catcher there, and making the play and out at second. So it bounced past Toppoli, and it was Parks who just kept running and didn't look back, but the catcher there for the Maple Leafs, it was the catcher, Alex Seelman, who was able to back that play up and was able to throw it over to second and get parked there. So nice play there from the catcher, Sealman. And that was a pretty chaotic event right there.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that. I guess you call it a 6-3-2-4 recorded out to end the inning there.
I would call it. It would be an error in there somewhere. I would say I'm probably the shortstop for that low throw. But in any case, the Maple Leafs get out of it, but not before giving up another run off the bat of Gianfranco Morello, who takes Zach Sloan deep. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back for the bottom half of the inning.
Mara's spot, so Dan Mara's not batting.
So here we are back in the bottom of the fourth inning, and unusual development right here. Zach Sloan is batting right now. Number 19, that's Zach Sloan at the plate. He just fouled that one off from Frias. So this is the designated hitter spot up right now, which is Dan Mara originally going into this. So I guess Mara is out of the game. That can't be good news for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm noticing, I don't think Dan Mara was started the game in that spot, even though we had him in the roster there. I think that was Sloan from the start.
Well, he swings and misses there. It strikes out. Well, that's interesting because they announced Mara as the designated hitter in this one. So Damon Topley now stepping in as Zach Sloan strikes out. So that would mean the Maple Leafs do not have a designated hitter in this game. As a fly ball popped up into the air, the right fielder's under it. He has to back up quite a bit to make the catch, but he does. And Topley is retired, and there's two quick outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And that will bring up the catcher, Alex Sealman, who is listed as number 44 on Point Streak, but is wearing number 4, just to keep things interesting, make our jobs a little bit more fun. Here's the pitch from Frias. That one's fouled off by Sealman. Sealman standing at the plate. 0-1 pitch on the way from Frias. That one is high for ball one. Again, it is a 4-1 lead now for the Brantford Red Sox. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2 out. There's 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Sealman. And time was called by the catcher, as umpire indicated. So yeah, interesting development there with Mara. I guess Mara's out of this game. Obviously not good news for the Maple Leafs, as he was introduced as the designated hitter as in the lineup, and that's the reason the Maple Leafs can't put in another designated hitter. They have to use their pitcher, as it turns out, or they just don't have anybody left on the roster to fill that DH spot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking down the bench right now. I don't even see Dan Mara there.
Well, that's interesting. There's a pitch from Frias. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. So a very quick inning there for Edison Frias on the mound as the Red Sox get the Maple Leafs in order. So we'll head to the 5th inning here. Corey Graham will have the call for you. When we come back, it is a 4-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox.
Starting off the top of the 5th with DH Nick Burdett for Brantford. The Red Sox are up 4-1 right now. Burdett is 1 for 1. He had a solo home run to lead off the 2nd inning on the first pitch, and he was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning as well.
Yeah, he was the one who opened up the scoring, the number 4 hitter, and since then the number 3 hitter and the number 2 hitter have all gone deep for Brantford. That has been the difference in this one.
Should mention there's a pitching change here for the Maple Leafs. Andrew Simonetti, the right-hander, now on the mound for them. That relieves Zach Sloan. He went 4 full as this is swung on by Burdett. It's going to be short in right field, and Connect is not going to get to it. So a single for the designated hitter. Leadoff runner is on, no outs. And that brings up the first baseman, Chris Iltshishin.
Yeah, Chris Iltshishin, he is 0 for 2 on the day, but he did reach on an error back in the 3rd inning, an error from Marcus Connect, the right fielder. And he bats here with Burdett standing at first base. Wouldn't think he'd be a threat to steal, but we will see. Simonetti, though, this is his 4th inning of work here. Just 3 innings pitched so far. Has an ERA of 6.0. So see how this one goes.
This one swung on in the air to left. They can't read it out in left field there. That one's going to drop. Santos did not get a read on it at all in left field. Lewis tried to come over to cover for Santos, but couldn't get there in time. So that one's going to drop in. And 2 light singles here for the Brantford Red Sox to start the top of the 5th. I'm going to have to call that one an error, actually.
Oh,
but
yeah. Absolutely. You got to make those plays. I don't know if Santos has sunglasses out there or what, but I mean, obviously the sun's right in the air right now, but it's very bright. There's no clouds in the sky, but you got to be able to get a read on those. That one was in the air for a long time.
There's a bunt down the line and foul. At the plate now is Luis Perez, the shortstop. And yeah, that ball for Santos was directly in the sun, so really hard to read, but Gotta have some communication in the outfield there.
Yeah, absolutely. He never got a read on it at all. And that's now the second one today in the outfield that the Maple Leafs have bungled. Luckily, they were lucky enough last time it didn't cost them any runs, but we'll see how it goes here.
Sloan was able to get out of that inning as this bunt is good by Perez. The throw by Sollazzo is strong, but Perez reaches first anyways. So the bases are now loaded with no out. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Austin Wilkie.
And because Sollazzo took so long to decide where to go, that's going to be, I guess we have to count that as an infield hit.
I'd say that's what it is. It looks like Perez beat that one out anyways. Sollazzo had a really strong throw. Just made a quick look over to third base, see if anyone was covering. But it's a tough one for Simonetti on the mound as the new pitcher facing a tough task. Off-speed pitch, just a little bit too high.
And Austin Wilkie, the batter here, the center fielder for the Red Sox in this one, and he's 0 for 2. He had a line drive that was caught by the left fielder and then struck out in his last at-bat.
This one swung on. In the air to left field. Burdett is tagging up. That is short. Throw there is offline from Santos. That's going to keep Burdett at third base. So one out, bases loaded. Wilkie retired, and that's going to bring up Jacob Reed, the catcher.
Well, that's exactly what the Maple Leafs needed, a shallow fly ball there that was caught out there by Santos. Strong throw, although Burdett was definitely not going to be tagging it when the ball was that shallow. Burdett doesn't have a whole lot of speed at third base. But it'll bring up Jacob Reed here.
Fouling that one straight back. Reed steps in, 1 for 2. He had a single in the second inning and got stranded at second base.
The infield is very in right now.
Hoping to get that double play with Burdett coming home and the catcher at the plate. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, this is the positioning you want to see when the Maple Leafs are in this position. Definitely want to get the guy at home. That's the top priority.
Inside. Rushing Reed off the plate there. And they've got 3 slow runners here. Burdett at third, first baseman Ilt Shishin at second, and the catcher Reed at the plate here. This one swung on. That's going to be a single. It's into the gap as well. So coming around to score is Burdett. Turning is Ilt Shishin. So 2 runs come in to score. Perez moves up to third base on the single by Jacob Reed. Make that 6-1 for the Brantford Red Sox.
Well, it's a 5-run lead now for Brantford here, and good piece of hitting there from Jacob Reed. He shoots one into the gap in right center field, scores 2 runs, and the Maple Leafs have got to be kicking themselves for how this inning has gone.
This one high up, behind the plate. Sealman under it, making the nice catch. So 1 pitch out there recorded. Anthony Risquez sits down. We're back to the top of the lineup. Jesse Fishbaum is going to step in, the left fielder today for the Red Sox. I believe that is the second out, yes. Wilkie was the first. So Fishbaum has a runner on the corners. 2 outs. Simonetti set the first pitch to the left fielder, just inside, 1-0.
Fishbaum 0 for 2 on the game so far. He reached in the first on a walk, but a 6-1 lead now for Brantford.
Another pitch outside, 2-0. Has not been a pretty inning here for the Maple Leafs. Swung on and fouled there, 2-1. Big leadoffs here from Perez at third and Reed at first. Simonetti focusing all of his efforts on the plate right now, trying to get out of this inning. 2-1 is the count. 6-1 is the score for the Red Sox. Not a good-looking swing and a foul there. I don't know, that might be a wasted pitch there for the batter. Fishbomb.
Simonetti definitely had him fooled. I think he must have been looking for something else. Well, he got a piece of it anyway, so he stays alive.
It was a hittable pitch, too. Just looked like he was expecting a fastball. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a little bit high. So we've got a full count here. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Top of the lineup here for the Red Sox. And the Maple Leafs looking to end the top of the 5th. Simonetti set. Call from Sealman. Here's the pitch. Swung on, right back up the middle. Out of the reach of the shortstop for the Maple Leafs. Another run's going to come in to score. Reed's moving up to third. And Salazzo not able to corral it. That's going to move Fishbomb up to second base. And just not a good look right now this inning for the Maple Leafs as another run's on the board. Make it 7-1 for the Red Sox. Now they've got runners in scoring position at second and third.
Well, this inning is completely unraveled for the Maple Leafs, and yeah, they tried to get the out at third, had a shot at him, but not a strong enough throw, and Salazzo couldn't corral it, and that allows Fishbomb to move up. So it's an RBI single from Fishbomb, and then reaches second on, you could call it a throwing error.
First pitch to Gianfranco Morello is a strike 0-1. Morello steps in 1 for 3 as he hits this one back up the middle. There's another single. It's going to score 1. Runner coming around the throw to the plate. The plate is there, and the tag not down in time. So that's 2 RBIs on a single on Gianfranco Morello. He moved up on the throw. He's at second base. Morello having himself a game. He's got 3 RBIs. His other one came off the bat of his solo home run in the 4th inning. Catcher coming out here to talk to Simonetti, as well as the first baseman / manager, Damon Topley. And Peter Topley also coming out of the dugout. There's a pitcher ready in the bullpen. We'll see if they make the change now.
And to be honest, I don't know how much of this is Simonetti's fault. He's given up a couple of hits, but some big defensive mishaps in this one have really hurt the Maple Leafs. And Peter Topley and Damon coming out to talk to Simonetti, but it's now a 9-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox, and we're still in the top of the 5th.
Well, if you're looking at it from Brantford's point of view, this park seems to be good luck for them.
They're wishing they could play their home games here instead of at Arnold Anderson, I guess.
First pitch is a strike from Simonetti to Doug Parks, who's the 9th hitter to the plate this inning. Parks gets hit on the back with that one. Runner is aboard. That's going to be a bat-around inning here for the Red Sox as Burdette, who started things off, comes back around to the plate again. Burdette, 2 for 2 today, 2 runs, an RBI. You mentioned earlier the DH, probably a little bit under expectation before coming into today, but he's having himself a good day at the plate. I think they just called a balk there on Simonetti.
Yeah, balk was definitely called, so that pitch doesn't count. Now runners second and third.
Pitcher ready to go in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. Simonetti gets a strike there.
It has all fallen apart for the Maple Leafs in this inning. I believe it's a 5-run inning here. Yeah, 5-run inning for the Brantford Red Sox. They now lead it 9-1. It's a bat-around inning as Burdett is batting for the second time in this fifth.
And he hits this one hard down the right field line. It's going to be dropped in for a single. 1 run scores. Another come around to score as the throw is to second base. Put that double digits on the board for the Red Sox. They're winning 11-1 now. Burdett knocks in his third RBI of the day. And we're going to keep on going here in this fifth inning. First baseman Bill Shishin at the plate. Maple Leafs sticking with Simonetti here. I think Ilchishin held up there. I couldn't tell the call from the field umpire. This one swung on into the gap in left center. Cutting it off there is Lewis. He keeps it to a single. So Burdett on second, Ilchishin on first. 2 outs still in this inning. Luis Perez at the plate now, the shortstop.
There's been 2 outs in this inning for a while, Corey. I think most of these runs have come with 2 outs. Luis Perez now up at the dish. And the Maple Leafs are going to look back at that fly ball that got lost in the sun and really come to regret that one.
First pitch is a strike to Perez. Last time Perez was up, this was still a 4-1 game. He swings on this one, straight back towards us here. Doesn't quite make it to us. Got to get some more on that, Perez. I want to make a catch.
Got to get us in the game here.
Simonetti. This one grounded. Got to make the play quick. They'll go the short way to second base. And the inning is finally over here for the Maple Leafs as the Red Sox put a lot of runs on the board. It's now 11-1. We move on to the bottom of 5. now on to the bottom of the fifth here. Maple Leafs gave up a lot of runs in that last half. It's now 11-1 for the Red Sox. Starting to make this climb back. It's a grounder to third. On to first, there is an out. That was Ryan Johnson. So he's retired quickly on the first pitch. He's going to bring up the center fielder, Connor Lewis, wearing the number 1 today. He's just back into the lineup from injury. Missed the whole first part of that this season. Good to have him back in the lineup. He's always have a lot of energy at the bottom of the lineup here for the Maple Leafs, but it's going to take him a while to get back in. First pitch to him. It's in for a strike, 0-1. Frias still on the mound for the Red Sox here, and why not? He's only given up 1 run so far, and he's got a lot of run support on the offensive end.
Yeah, Brantford's explosion on offense has kind of overshadowed this pretty good performance here from Edison Frias. He's only a
liner to center field for Lewis, and that is corralled easily by the opposing center fielder. Sorry to cut you off there, Eric.
No worries. Yeah, I was just saying, Frias has had a pretty nice game. It's been overshadowed by Brantford's offensive explosion in this one, but he's only given up 2 hits and just 1 run. And now has 2 outs in the 5th inning, so he's having a pretty good starting performance so far. And now I think with the Red Sox up 10, they'll let him go as long as he feels comfortable doing so.
Yeah, and he hasn't thrown many pitches. The only 2 batters that have really put up long at bats for him, I should say 1. It's just John Salazzo. And Grant Tamani, who already has one of the hits one right back up the middle. Ranging over is the second baseman, and the Maple Leafs are retired in order here in the bottom of the 5th. We move on to the top of 6. Brantford up 11-1.
So we go into the top of the 6th here. Austin Wilkie going to lead things off for Brantford here. New pitcher for the Maple Leafs is the right-hander Mateo Cacados. His first pitch is in the air, into center field. Lewis had a good beat on it, and he makes the catch. So 1 quick out here for the Maple Leafs in the top of the 6th inning. Score is 11-1 in favor of the Brantford Red Sox. That'll bring up the catcher, Jacob Reed, here.
And Kakados on the mound, we've seen him a couple times this season. He's pitched 13 innings before this outing, I should say.
That's a fly ball. It's going to go foul into the Maple Leafs bullpen.
So in the 13 innings pitched so far this year, Kakados has 10 strikeouts. His ERA doesn't look all that great, but we've liked his stuff. So we've got a lot to see from him.
Well, he's out here for one job only, and that's to just stop the bleeding. Get through this inning quickly and get the Maple Leafs back on the bats. And try to chip away at this 10-run lead that Brantford has built up. And we mentioned it, Brantford has just one win on the season, so it seems daunting, but not impossible to come back from this. Here's the pitch from Kakados, and that one is just outside.
And the other thing that's telling about this game is, like, just for an example, Reed is 2 for 3 in this game. Before this game this season, he is 6 for 34, with a 174 average. So, either the Brantford Red Sox hitters are turning it around this game, or the pitching just hasn't been there for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, more likely the latter, I would think. But got to credit the Red Sox. They've gotten hits that they've needed. There's a called strike 3 as Reed goes down looking, and 2 quick outs here. That'll bring up Anthony Rizquez.
As I mentioned, Kakados has some nice stuff. We've seen him pitch a little bit this season. You like what we've seen from him. He'll occasionally get a hard hit ball, but more often than not, he's throwing some strikeout stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what will happen if he comes out for a second inning, because that seems to be when things will start to unravel for him a bit. His first inning, as he's doing here, great stuff, and then in the second and third innings that he comes out to pitch, he's a little bit more shaky. So we'll see what happens if he keeps going. But a great first inning there from Mateo Kakados. 1, 2, 3, go the Brantford Red Sox. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still 11-1 in favor of Brantford. We'll be back in a moment. Ryan Santos leading things off here for the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 6th inning. They got a lot of catching up to do. They're down 11-1 to Brantford right now. Edison Fry is out for his 6th inning of work here. And Ryan Santos takes that one high for ball 1.
And if the pitch count is correct, that's only the 70th pitch he's thrown this game.
That one's fouled off. And everything kind of fell apart for the Maple Leafs in the top of the 5th inning in this one as the Red Sox scored 7 runs brought 12 men up to the plate in that one. That one's in the air, fly ball, going foul. The Maple Leafs are just going to have to take it one at bat at a time and try to slowly climb in. That's a strike 3, but now running to first is Santos, and just in time, another strong throw there from Jacob Reed to get Santos by a half a step. Gotta like that Santos is running it out at full speed there, though. When the game's 11-1, it would be pretty easy for him to just jog it all and over to first, but he ran at full speed there.
I miscounted the amount of pitches. Farias has actually thrown 63 pitches so far this game.
He's had a lot of quick at-bats here, and here's Marcus Knecht, the right fielder. He grounds one to third over the head of the third baseman as that dirt at Christie Pits Park eats up another fielder. We've seen it a lot this season, a lot last season too. This dirt can play games with these infielders, and it certainly did there, as Parks really didn't have much of a chance on that one with how hard it bounced over his head.
That's the first time we've seen the infield rear its head this game. The dirt here causing a lot of trouble for any infielder, really.
We'll call that a base hit because I don't think Parks really had much of a play on it. So Knecht reaches there as it was a hard hit ball that jumped over the third baseman. And now John Salazzo, the only guy really who was given any long at-bats for the Maple Leafs, but he grounds that one to second and over to first in time for the double play. So the Maple Leafs finally get a base runner on, and they erase it immediately with the 5-4-3 double play there turned by the Brantford Red Sox. So that ends a very quick 6th inning. So we'll go to the 7th inning. Corey Graham will have the call for you. When we come back, still 11-1 Brantford.
Back for action here. On top of 7. Brantford up here with a 10-run lead, 11-1, and Kikato still out there for his 2nd inning of work for Maple Leafs. There's a swing and a foul down the first base side. Just taking a look at our feed here, and thank you, Butch, for watching our feeds. We always see you commenting, and on the both on the Facebook group and here on the YouTube page, and just like to have a quick thank you to you and anybody watching today. Kikatos with the second pitch. He's outside 1-1.
Yeah, we appreciate the support you guys are all giving us throughout the season. Now, we know we've been on a bit of a hiatus lately, but for the rest of the way, we should be pretty consistent with broadcasting all these Maple Leafs home games. Today we wish we had a better game to show you, but unfortunately it's been all Red Sox in this one. 11-1 is the score. as Kakados out for his second inning of work, and I'm interested to see how Kakados looks in the second inning. I think lately, from when we've seen him, he's been strong in the first inning and then is a little bit more shaky the rest of the way. So we'll see how this goes as he pitches to the leadoff hitter here, Jesse Fishbaum.
Well, this has probably been a good game to watch for Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
And we probably have some tuning here today as well. Swung on, lightly hit to right field. That's going to be a single for Fishbaum. Just off the end of the bat, that's able to get the lead runner on. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Gianfranco Morello. He's come around to score twice. He's 2 for 4. One of those was a solo home run. And he also had a 2 RBI single in the last inning. Part of that 7-run fifth inning. That was the fifth inning, sorry, not the sixth inning. That one swung on and foul. And Morello, for him, I believe that was either his first or second home run of the season. Fouled down the third base side again. Salazzo is on it, but it is just out of play.
Yeah, just rolled foul along the third baseline there, and Gianfranco Morello is having himself a really nice game here. And he came into this game 5 for 40. Where he now has a 125 average, and that may have been his first home run of the season. So he's busting out here against the Maple Leafs.
Grounded onto first. Looking for the double play here, and they get it. Excellent turn there at first base by the manager, Damon Topley. Gets both runners. That's 2 outs for them. And it's going to move it on to Doug Parks, the third baseman for the Red Sox.
Nice play turn there by Damon Topley. He's a veteran of this league. He's been through it all, has seen it all, and he makes the great play there. It's a pretty tough play, that 3-6-3 double play, and he makes it look really easy as he fires it over to second. Cool, calm, and collected. So nice play there from Topley, and just what the Maple Leafs need. They need another quick inning here. Got to get themselves back on the bats and try to, again, chip away at this, but with 3 innings left, down 10 runs, need as much offense as they can get.
And as I mentioned earlier, Topley, he really just wants to let the kids play. He doesn't want to be in the lineup as much as he has been this season. But unfortunately, there's just been so many errors. But he can still play, as you can see on that play there. He's been hitting really well this season, up near 300. So, doing good things for his team. A big swing and a miss. Kakados making Parks look bad on that one. Kakados has some nice stuff, as I mentioned. It's some strikeout material there.
Yeah, good to see another strong inning here from Kakados. He gave up the base hit to Fishbaum, but that was a light base hit from Fishbaum there. So good to see he's having a pretty strong second inning here. See if he can finish it off here against Parks.
This one hit hard to left field. That one's going to drop for a single. Second hit of the inning for the Red Sox. Moves that on to the cleanup hitter and designated hitter, Nick Burdett.
I hope I didn't just jinx Kakados. Sorry, Mateo.
Baseball is a game of superstition. So, I mean, I won't say that you did, but...
But you won't not say it either.
Yeah, exactly. First pitch inside, 1-0. Burdett steps in. He is 3 for 3 with a hit by pitch as well.
Yeah. He's 3 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBI on the day.
Staying on the inside part of the plate is Kakados, 2-0. Pitch Inside again, but that one catches the plate.
Well, Burdett came into today just a 155 batting average, so he was really struggling on the season, and just a couple of home runs, but he has turned it around today, at least in a big way, 3 for 3.
And that one swung on. Foul. That'll even the count at 2. We know Burdett. We've seen him before. He's not a 155 hitter.
No.
You know, he can hit the ball. He can hit the ball far, as we saw in the second inning. So he's always a hitter you got to pay attention to at the plate. 2-2 pitch, swung on and straight back, out of play. Two and two is the count here. Runner on first. Kados comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on again, this one to center field. Taking a step back is Lewis. He's under it, and that's going to retire the side. So a good second inning of work from Kakados. One light single, one hard hit single, but he keeps them off the board. So you move down to the bottom of the inning. Red Sox up 11-1. Maple Leafs coming up to hit here now in the bottom of 7. In this spot is the pitcher, Mateo Kakados. Now, we've had much debate off the mic about what's really happened in this spot today. It was announced that this was going to be Dan Mara, and then Sloan ended up hitting in this spot, and now Kakados. So I don't really know what happened on the Maple Leaf side. They don't really have any bench players today, so the pitcher's been hitting. Just an odd spot to have the pitcher hit in the 5 spot, but I'm assuming that there were some circumstances surrounding that had that happen.
Yeah, it's very weird. We thought it was Dan Mara. It was announced Dan Mara, but we're looking, and Dan Mara is number 6, and we don't even see him on the bench, so we're not really sure where he is or what exactly happened. But he has not bat this game at all, and it's been the pitchers. Because as you mentioned, I just don't think the Maple Leafs have anyone left on their bench to pitch other than the pitchers, and Kakados strikes out in a big way.
Emphatic strikeout there as he throws the bat back accidentally at his own dugout. And that's going to bring up the manager, Damon Toppoli. So yeah, the pitcher spot there, it's not ideal for the Maple Leafs. Usually they wouldn't have their pitchers hitting, but today we've got 2 pitchers have hit so far. So
yeah, Toppoli 0 for 2 in this one, and flew out to the right fielder back in his last at bat. He fouls that one off here.
Yeah, Topley is 0 for 2, as you mentioned. Playing first base today, he actually had a really good play in that last half inning. Turned a double play, a 3-6-3 double play. It was really tough to do. Swings on this one. Lightly hit the second base. And second out is retired. That's going to bring up the catcher, Alex Seelman. He's struck out twice today. He's in place of Justin Mara. And as you mentioned, Mike Reeves had moved back out east. So it's been a tough spot for them. They are seeing Seelman for only the first or second time in this spot.
I think defensively, Seelman's actually had a pretty good game behind the plate. Made a couple of pretty nice plays. Backed up the play at first base that got past Topley, and he was able to throw the runner out at second. So he's done well. Offensively, not so much. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but has shown that he can be a pretty capable catcher behind the plate for this Maple Leafs team.
And the Maple Leafs do usually reap the rewards of really good defensive catchers, as this one's fouled straight up and still in play behind the plate. And that was caught. Seelman is retired. Just mentioning there that the manager, Damon Topley, is a catching coach for the Ontario Blue Jays. Now, a lot of the guys that he coached eventually find their way into the Maple Leafs order some way or another. That's going to retire the side. We move on to the top of 8. Eric's going to be back on the call. Brantford still up 11-1.
Here we go to the top of the 8th. Chris Ilchishin, the first baseman for the Red Sox, leading things off here. Mateo Kakados out for his 3rd inning of work. And strike 1 there to Ilchishin to start off the 8th. It is an 11-1 lead for the Brantford Red Sox in this one. As Brantford looking for their 2nd win of the season. Their first one came all the way back on opening day here at Christie Pits Park against the Maple Leafs. There's a ground ball to 3rd. Slazo goes off the bag and safe is the call. The throw goes wide. Salazzo throws his glove down. He's not happy with it. Damon Topley went off the bag a little bit and then tried to touch the base, and just beating it out was Ilchishin.
Now, I was going to mention Ilchishin's actually 1 for 4 on the day, but he's reached base 3 times. Now, four times, 3 of them on error. So, I mean, those are 3 outs that probably should have had.
There's a ground ball base hit through the right side for Luis Perez. And it has been that kind of game for the Maple Leafs. There's now runners on 1st and 2nd with nobody out, and it'll bring up Austin Wilkie, the center fielder for the Red Sox in this one. He is 0 for 4 in this one. One of the only guys in this Red Sox lineup who doesn't have a hit yet.
Just taking a look at the scoreboard here, and the Maple Leafs only had 3 errors, and all of them were against Ilchishin. Now that was the error in right field to connect, the error in left to Santos, and then that just last error there, which I should call a throwing error there on the third baseman, John Salazzo.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there to Wilkie. So Kakados is going to try to settle his team down here by trying to get Wilkie here. 10-run lead here for Brantford. Maple Leafs trying to stop the bleeding here a little bit. And here's the pitch from Kakados. That one's fouled off by Wilkie.
So even if the Maple Leafs and Kakados were able to get a double play here, it'd be a tough one to turn because they got a guy at speed, with speed at first base with Perez, guy with speed at the plate in Wilkie. Just tough situation right now for the right-hander on the mound.
Here's the pitch. Taken away. Kakados ready. Here's the pitch to Wilkie. Swing and a miss, and Wilkie goes down on strike. So that's the first out of this 8th inning. That's a big out for Kakados as Jacob Reed now, the catcher, coming up to bat here. So Kakados ready to go here to Reed. 1 out now in the top of the 8th inning. It's an 11-1 lead for Brantford.
Reed is 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
Kakados, here's the pitch. Taken on the corner for a strike. Nice pitch there from Kakados, painting that outside corner.
Kakados, now in his 3rd inning of work, has been really good today. Stopped the bleeding for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, he's been one of the lone bright spots for the Maple Leafs in this game, is now trying to get through his 3rd inning of work here. That one's fouled off by Reed into the crowd out there on the hill here at Christie Pits.
Jacob Reed, another one of those guys that's been having a good day today, but not so great outlook on the season. He was hitting 176 coming into this game. And as I mentioned, 2 for 4 in this game as he strikes out.
Yeah, he went golfing for that one, took a really almost an underhand swing there, but swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes as well. So that's the 2nd straight strikeout for Kakados. It'll bring up Anthony Rizquez. Now 2 out, runner still on 1st and 2nd.
Let's make that 3 strikeouts on the outing now for Kakados.
And stepping up here, here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss there from Rizquez. Now we have Rizquez listed as number 89, but at bat now is number 54. So I need to double check here real quick. Number 54 on the Red Sox normally is a pitcher, Victor Moises. So we'll confirm if this is actually Anthony Rizquez at the plate. He swings and misses, whoever it is. So after allowing the first 2 to reach, Kakados strikes out the next 3 batters. So another solid inning there from Mateo Kakados. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Maple Leafs have got their work cut out for them. It's 11-1 Red Sox. We'll be back in a moment. All right, here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Leading things off here for Maple Leafs is the shortstop Ryan Johnston. New pitcher for the Brantford Red Sox is the left-hander Michael Bucci. We were talking off air just now. We're a little surprised to see that Edison Frias is out of the game. He was still under 100 pitches and was pitching really well through 7 innings, but obviously I guess the Red Sox manager wants to get a couple of other guys in, and Johnston takes that one straight away center field, but racing over to make the catch is the center fielder, and there's one quick out here for Bucci, the new pitcher.
Well, first pitch, first out for Bucci, so good start for him. As you were mentioning there, Eric, Frias went 7 full, only 1 earned run, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk, so an excellent stat line for him.
A good performance from him, and now Connor Lewis, who's usually number 4, but is now wearing number 1, at least for this game. But he's always number 1 in our hearts.
Lewis is 0 for 2 for the day. Sorry, Eric.
No worries. Maple Leafs have just 3 hits in this game. Haven't been able to generate much offense at all against Frias. We'll see how it goes in the last couple of innings against Bucci or have someone else the Red Sox might throw in. The Red Sox do look like they have someone warming up in the bullpen, so this might be Bucci's only inning of work.
On the other side of the field, the Maple Leafs also have someone up in the bullpen. Looks to be like Jackson Jones.
Yeah. See if we see Jones out for the 9th. Here's the pitch, and that's taken for strike 1. The count was 3-0 before that, so count now 3-1.
And Lewis is going to be taking there. This is only his first couple games back from injury.
Yeah, Lewis knows his role as the number 9 hitter. Just try to get on base any way you can. So with the count 3-0, you're certainly going to be taking. So here's the 3-1. Takes that one as well, and that's ball 4. So Lewis reaches with 1 out. It'll bring up the top of the order, Grant Tamani.
Tamani comes in. He's 1 for 4. Had a double there in the 3rd inning. One of the 3 hits that the Maple Leafs have been able to muster so far.
Tamani steps in here. Lewis taking a huge lead at first base. With a score 11-1, I can't imagine he's going to actually steal, but we'll see what happens.
Why not test it?
Yeah. Got nothing to lose, I suppose. But it does have a huge lead, not being played on. First baseman not playing to hold him.
And Lewis does have some speed. So.
Absolutely.
Let's see what they do here.
If he tries to go, it might just be defensive indifference, and they'll just give him second base. We'll see what happens, and that one's low. Here's the pitch from Bucci. Ground ball to third base. Going to try to throw it over to second just in time. Over to first, not in time. So a fielder's choice there as Tamani runs out the double play and is able to keep the Maple Leafs inning going here as Lewis is erased on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the left fielder Ryan Santos, who came into this game in, I believe, 2nd or 3rd place in the IBL leaderboard for batting average. Had over a 400 average. Although today he is currently, I believe, 0 for 2.
He's actually 0 for 3. He struck out in his first at bat as well, but reached on an error from the catcher.
Right. And was then caught stealing.
He was hitting .442 coming into this game. I was 27 for 61.
Not bad at all. Maple Leafs will take that, but hasn't been able to get a hit here so far. He takes a strike there from the left-handed pitcher, Michael Bucci.
So Santos, including that first inning strikeout where he started each base, has struck out 3 times today.
Ground ball through the right side for a base hit. So Santos does get a hit today. He's now 1 for 4 on the day, and the Maple Leafs have runners at first and second here now with 2 out. And it'll bring up Marcus Connect.
Connect is 1 for 3. He had a single in his last at bat in the 6th inning.
So Connect will step in here. Here's the pitch from Bucci. That one is off speed that got away from him. That's high and away. (11-1) Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike.
We got 2 outs, 2 runners on. Connect at the plate. Right behind him, John Salazzo, who we've seen some excellent at-bats from today.
Swing and a miss there from Connect. And we mentioned it earlier, Corey. Connect has really got a all-or-nothing approach at the plate right now. He's really swinging hard, trying to... Looks like as if he's swinging for the fences each time, but hasn't worked out so far in this game for him. So he is one of the 3 Maple Leafs with a hit in this game, as he had a hot shot right over the third baseman's head.
Oh, really? When's the next game? I just got here.
There's nobody down in the Maple Leafs bullpen right now.
Yeah, they did have Jackson Jones warming up earlier, back during the bottom of the 8th, but he has taken a seat. Maybe he's ready to go. He is in the bullpen now, or he is in the dugout now, excuse me. So we see if he comes out for the 9th or if they're going to keep Kikatos in. That one's fouled off by Connect.
There is not many people on the Maple Leafs side today. As we mentioned, they don't have a bench player right now because they've had the pitcher sitting.
Right.
Whatever happened with that, we'll find out after the game most likely.
Yeah, they do seem to be very undermanned today.
I mean, they have just about as many guys in their bench as Brantford does right now, and they're in the field. So
That one's taken by Connect for a ball. We'll stand in ready again. Here's the pitch on the way. Fouled again. I mentioned it a few times, but this is the only ballparks where the Red Sox have a victory in this season. That one's in the air. High fly ball. It's not going to leave the infield. And now the first baseman, Ilchishin, makes the catch after calling off the pitcher at the last minute. So that'll do it for the Maple Leafs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to go to the 9th. It's an 11-1 lead for the Red Sox as they're looking for just their 2nd win of the season. We'll be back in a minute.
the top of 9 here at Christie Pits in Toronto. Brantford still up 11-1, and they're at the top of the order. Starting off as Fishbaum, followed by Morello and Parks. And on the mound now for the Maple Leafs is the right-hander, Jackson Jones. Pardon me, it looks like Fishbaum has been taken out of the game. Pinch hitter in his stead. I'll get you that in just a moment. It's number 34, Nick Sarziski.
Yeah, Brantford's got this game pretty safely in hand, so they've probably taken out some of their better players to just not risk injury, I suppose. New right-handed pitcher for the Maple Leafs is Jackson Jones. He'll be in to finish off this game and pitch the 9th.
Sarziski into right field, laying out for it. There is to connect, and he does not make the catch there. So a single for the pinch hitter. The leadoff man is on with no out. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Gianfranco Morello. Morello having himself a game. Big part of this big lead for the Red Sox. He's got 3 RBIs on the day, and he is 2 for 5. Going is the runner. He had a good jump. The throw, the tag, and Sarziski is safe. Stealing the bag.
Zarziski coming into this game late, but picked up a base hit and a stolen base already, so trying to make an impact on this game.
Morello takes a strike at the plate in his signature crouch stance there. It's worked out for him this game. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Morello.
Should mention as well, Corey, Jackson Jones has an ERA of 8.31 right now. He's just pitched just 4 1/3 innings. Has 5 strikeouts on the season. So that ERA a little bit high right now for Jones. Going to try to bring it down a bit.
Working our way quickly through this game. We're in the 9th inning. Only just about 2.5 hours from first pitch. High again for Jones. I believe that's a full count. The only inning that really went long was the 5th inning, where Brantford put up 7 runs. This one hit directly back up the middle to center field. Caught by Lewis. The runner is not tagging, and there's the first out recorded for the Maple Leafs in the top of 9.
That'll bring up Doug Parks, who also has hit a home run in this game for Brantford. I believe he is 2 for 4 in this one. Home run, base hit, was also hit by a pitch. So he's had a productive day at the plate as well.
Parks calling time. Standing close to the plate there against this righty-on-righty matchup. There's a strike from Jones to start things off against the number 3 hitter. On deck is Nick Burdett, who's also had a nice day.
See you later.
Second pitch is a strike 2, 0-2.
My friends and I are
Parks
really
didn't like
curious
that
what
one.
You guys are doing here.
We're doing a live stream of the game. So
Like, where is this live stream?
It's live streamed on YouTube.
Okay.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
One out, runner on second.
Okay.
Parks
So
at the
that's what we
plate.
do, and,
Jones
try to do
looking
every
in
home
for the
game.
0-2 pitch.
and,
Wow.
broadcast it live as it. Yeah.
Cool. And, oh, so you're broadcasting.
That one's
Got
low,
it.
1 and
Yeah.
2.
Oh my god, I was like They're doing something really intense over there. They must be live streaming.
Very into it.
I had to find out.
Exactly.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
So just
thank
on YouTube, not on Facebook or anything?
We post the link onto the IBL.
Jones said again, the 1-2
Wow,
pitch.
I didn't realize they were such a big deal.
Oh, I was going to say outside, but it was a quiet strike call from the umpire. So there's a strikeout for Jones. He gets his second out of this inning.
Wow. Cool. Good for you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
There's a
Did they,
strikeout
hire
looking
you
for
to do this, or
Jones.
students just love it?
We're doing it mainly because we like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Burdett steps in now, the cleanup
Alright.
hitter
Okay.
for the Brantford Red
Very
Sox.
cool. Well, have fun.
Thank you very much.
A huge swing there from Burdett. He's swinging for the fences here with a runner on and 2 outs.
Yeah, Burdett has had a huge day at the plate. He is, I believe, 3 for 4 with a home run and a couple of base hits, also 3 RBI on the day.
Another huge cut there from Burdett. He's not satisfied with just 1 home run. He wants 2. Jones coming set. He's got 2 strikes. Coming off a strikeout looking. And that pitch just a little bit high.
Well, Maple Leafs are going to have to shake this game off and come back again on Wednesday. They'll have a game Wednesday night at home here at Christie Pits. And we will have that broadcast for you on Wednesday night. At least we're expecting to. Hopefully nothing unexpected comes along, but we're expecting to be here and have that game for you.
Jones, again, a swing and a miss from Burdett. So 2 strikeouts on the inning for Jackson Jones. That turns things on to the bottom of the 9th, where the Maple Leafs are looking at a 10-run deficit. We'll be back in just a moment. Maple Leafs start off this bottom of the 9 down by 10 runs with their 3rd baseman, John Salazzo. He's stepping in against a new pitcher here for the Red Sox. We will get you who that is in a moment. We believe it may be Michael Bannon, number 28, who's listed as an outfielder. This is hit right back to him. And there's an out recorded. Salazzo sits down on the first pitch. So 1 out.
I know it's a 10-run deficit, but you got to run those things out. I mean, for him to just kind of walk back to the dugout, I know it's frustrating and it's a tough loss for this team, but you got to be able to run everything out and try to have an aggressive mentality. But obviously, it's been a frustrating day for the Maple Leafs.
Exactly. Salazzo sitting down. That's going to bring up R.J. Page, the pitcher, hitting in the pitcher's spot, as it should be called today for the Maple Leafs. We had Sloan hitting. We had Picados hitting. Now R.J. Page, who grounds this one to third base. Throw on to first, and he is retired now. We're down to the last out in this game. It is the manager, Damon Toppoli.
Yep, Topley steps in. I can confirm now it is Michael Bannon, the left-hander. He's listed as an outfielder on point streak or on the IBL roster as well, but he is in here. He's got an ERA of 8.54. He's actually thrown 32 and 2/3 innings. So he's listed as an outfielder, but he's a guy who's got a lot of experience as a pitcher this season for the Brantford Red Sox.
Yeah. Those rosters aren't always exactly correct on the point streak site.
Should mention now for the Maple Leafs, they have a very busy week coming up. Their next game is Wednesday here at Christie Pits Park against the Hamilton Cardinals. We will have that broadcast for you as that one goes foul. So that's Wednesday. The very next day, the Maple Leafs head to Kitchener to take on the Panthers. And then on Friday, they head to Barrie to take on the Baycats. So obviously two pretty tough teams, tough tasks there. And then next week, next Sunday, they'll be back at home to take on the Welland Jackfish. So we will have that broadcast for you as well.
Lots of baseball this week for the Maple Leafs. Topley watches that one. It's outside. 11-1 is the score for the Red Sox. So the only win before this coming on this field as well, the very first game of the season.
Good news for the Maple Leafs now is a lot of baseball, like we said, this week coming up for them. So throw out the game tape of this one, forget it happened, and try to get back to getting on a winning streak on Wednesday against Hamilton and try to carry it through the rest of the week.
Seen a lot of good spots from this Maple Leafs team so far this season, one of them being Picados, who pitched in this game, had 3 solid innings. Their offense at the top of the lineup has been excellent this season. Just not this game.
And I do like what we saw defensively, too, from Alex Seelman behind the plate. He's not a guy, obviously, that plays a ton because usually it's Justin Mara in that position. But with Mara out, he came in and did a pretty good job defensively. He didn't have a great night on offense, but that will come with a little bit more playing time. But it's good to see that he's a very capable defensive catcher.
Topley staying alive here in the bottom of the ninth. And look at Brantford's side. I mean, they had a good game all around. They had an excellent start there from Fries. Had a lot of offense from multiple different guys. Another swing there from Topley. It's over the shortstop, and that one is taken in. This game is over. Brantford takes his second win of the season here on the same diamond. Christie Pits seems to be lucky for them as they're going to take this one in the middle of the field. And just not a good game for the Maple Leafs. As you said, they're going to take this one in, they're going to forget about it, and they're going to move on to the multiple games that they have to play this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Move on if you're the Maple Leafs, and the Red Sox out there celebrating just their second win of the season, and both have come right here at Christie Pits Park, 2 months and 2 days apart. So they're now at a 2-20 record. Still a long, long, long way to go to climb out of the basement of the IBL standings. But again, if you're the Maple Leafs, throw this one out and get focused. You have 4 more games this week alone. So plenty of time to turn this around. But a couple of Hamilton on Wednesday and then Kitchener and Barrie. There's going to be some tough tasks ahead.
Exactly. So the Brantford Red Sox go back home, hoping they can play the rest of their home games here in Toronto. Toronto Maple Leafs looking to start a very busy week and turn around from this game, pick up some wins. I'm Corey Graham alongside Eric Pankala. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back here on Wednesday at Christie Pits for the Toronto Maple Leafs facing off against Hamilton. Take care.